Okay. Let's promote. Hey, Diane. You know what? I'm going to move this. Okay. That's better. Diane, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
I'm like, my computer's so quiet. What'd you say?
I can hear you, yes.
I can barely hear you.
All right, can you hear me now?
Kind of the same.
Weird. Okay, I don't know.
Let's see if my volume is up. Can you try again?
Yeah, is that better?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
I honestly think it's mine,
Okay.
but as long as you can hear me okay.
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Perfect. Okay. Hi, Kathy. I can't see you, but I see that you're here, and that makes me so happy. And Diane, I think this automatically records, right? It says recording now.
It does say recording, yep.
Okay, good. Because I do always forget to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what time is it? It's only 7:25. Look at this.
7:25.
Right? I'm trying to send this to, that's me. I'm trying to send the link to someone who didn't get it, but I'm not sure how to do that, Diane.
From your cell phone?
Yeah.
Can you go into the email? Like, did you get the email from Jess?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at now, but then when I click on it, it won't let me just copy it.
Oh.
Maybe I think I got it now. Copy. Let's see if this works. Yeah, hopefully this works.
Yeah, you should be able to forward it.
Yeah, I think it did now.
Okay.
All right, we shall see. Oh, we got some people on. We'll get started in like 4 minutes or so. Hot topic tonight, guys.
I know, I'm excited.
I think we all need this right now.
Absolutely. Did you start back to school yet?
We started our professional development on Tuesday. So,
okay.
So yeah, we're getting into it.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
It is gonna be great.
We keep hearing ourselves say, it's gonna be what it is.
Exactly.
We're gonna do our best.
Absolutely. Yeah, my husband's a school bus driver, so.
Yeah, so how's it going for him? It's Ridley, right?
Yeah, so he's not doing anything because all of his kids are virtual.
So they're not even busing like to different schools, like the private schools and things like that?
They are, but that's not his run.
Gotcha.
So they're saying, if they go back in October, then he'll go back in October. And if not, then he just has to wait until they go back.
Oh my gosh.
And he's not getting unemployment either.
Why? How come?
Because he's considered a part-time employee according to the school district.
Because it's not year-round?
Yeah, but he is a year-round employee because he has a summer run. So it's like a total technicality. It's just so crazy.
That's not cool at all.
No.
Ugh. That's
not
really, really disappointing.
Yeah, it really is.
Ugh.
Yep. Thank goodness I have a full-time job and I'm still working.
Seriously.
I
Let
just
me
feel
see.
bad for the people that don't have spouses that work or
I
don't have a
know.
spouse.
Yeah, right? Like what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you go find another job because they're not helping.
And I think the hard part is too is that we don't have an end in sight. Like it's
Right.
not like, okay, well it's gonna be for this or that.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of it, but seems like what's up, newbie? There's our girl, Diane. Newbie's
Yay!
on.
What up, Janet?
Yeah. Who else do we have on? If you jump on, say hi. I'm here to deliver you a new brain, newbie. We're gonna just take the next half hour and everyone's worries are just gonna go away. We're just gonna make it all better
Right.
because we're miracle workers and oilists. I wonder if that could be a term we use. We're oilists. You
Yeah.
know?
Let me put
Past
some mild on.
tense. Right? Hi, Beth.
Mm.
Emily, that is kind of you to say that the picture looks good on this because I'm looking at it and I feel so angry about it because I'm not feeling this computer.
No.
No. I think the quality looks like pixelated.
Not on our end.
Really? I don't know. Hi, Kimberly. All right, so I think we almost have everybody on, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this new computer, so bear with me if I mess things up because it's a struggle. Yeah, Linda Fox got on. Linda! Hi, Lois. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Celia. Linda's here. Oh, Janet Newby with the compliments.
I
Thanks,
know,
girl.
right?
You know, when you don't have to physically go to work, where I would spend a lot of money on like new dresses right now, I just spend a lot of money on like flashy earrings because that's all anyone's really going to see. So that's my thought process. Hi, Amy. We got a couple Amy's on. Hi, Katie, Kim, Jen Shestock. Hey, girl. Gina, I hear you. Well, I took out my makeup. We had to go to, where did I go? Oh, I had a funeral to go to last week. And I'm like, you know what? I should put on makeup because when you wear your mask, this is all people see. And I'm like, I guess I can do my eyes. Honestly, Gina, I took out my eyeshadow and I looked at it and I was like, what do I do with this? Like, I forgot which one was like my lid, which one was the highlight one. I was like, I didn't, it really took me a few minutes to figure it out. But maybe that's what we should do, guys. Maybe we should just not have to worry about this anymore and just show up like us. I don't know. Thought process, right? All right. Well, Diane, should we get started?
Yep, I think it started.
It's time. All right, I'm worried if I hit an X here that I'm going to, all right, I'm going to close the participant screen. I'm so scared I'm going to mess this up.
You're good.
All right, I'm just gonna go to share screen. And so with this Dell, it's like you lightly tap it and things just open. Where I'm used to like the double clicking.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna take a while.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, are we just, oh. All right, does that look good, Diane?
Yes, that looks great.
All right, can you see, like, I'll minimize that. Does it matter that it's right there?
Nope, that's perfect.
All right. I'm gonna take a deep breath for a second.
All right, take a deep breath. Put an oil on your hand and like
It's like,
rub them together. Inhale.
honest to God. So what do I have right here that could help me calm down? I'm gonna do Magnolia.
Good. That's a
I'm gonna
great.
do Magnolia just because it's right here. And honestly, I'm gonna start by telling you guys that I don't know why I chose this day to do this because I guess I should introduce myself first. So my name is Christine Ferry. I have been using oils for probably about 4 years now. And in addition to being an oiler, I am also a 5th grade teacher at a local public school in Delaware County. And I am a single mom to 2 girls who are 11 and 14. So they're going into 6th grade and 9th grade, middle school and high school. And when I was getting my notes together for this class, I thought to myself, like, why on earth did you sign up for this night? Because we all take turns and volunteer to teach the classes. Well, I signed up to teach this because I am beyond passionate about emotions and stress and feelings in my oil life, in my mom life, in my school life. Like I geek out about it. All my coworkers make fun of me for it because I just like talking about feelings and how to process them. So this is my jam, this stuff. However, ironically, and for my teacher friends who are on the call tonight, you guys probably know that this is the most stressful week that we have. Like it doesn't compare. This is the most stressful week ever. Diane, do you see that bar right in the front? Can you see where it says like mute, stop video, that kind of stuff, or can I only see that? No? Oh, it's gone. Yay. All right, thank you. Okay, so anyway, so the irony in that is that today was probably like one of the most stressful days I have had since the quarantine started. And I thought to myself, like, why on earth did you put this on yourself to do this tonight? But then I also realized, like, it was perfect timing because I put this on myself to do this tonight because I needed this reminder. I needed to remind myself of what I can do to calm down when things get insane because that's the direction that they're going. So I am really grateful to be here with you guys tonight and to go over this because you know, when stress comes to town, there's a lot of different things that we can do. There's a lot of unhealthy ways that we can handle them. And this little class tonight is going to tell you the healthy, positive ways that you can handle all of the things that are coming at you right now. So please feel free to use the chat as we go through because this is a webinar, so I can't see you. No one can see you. Don't worry about what you look like. No one can hear you. At the end, we'll say if anybody has questions or comments, you can take yourself off mute and do it that way, but we still will not see you because that's the way webinars work. So please, please, please use the chat. Use the chat and share the things that resonate with you. Share any questions that you have. Share any oils or combos that are working for you because I think we learn so much from each other. So if you haven't already introduced yourself in the chat, please just say your name, say where you're from, just to let us know. We love knowing who's on the calls with us. All right, let's get into it. All right, so let's rate ourselves. Let's be honest and honest to God. I was like, I can't imagine a person that's going to give a low number right now, but maybe I'm wrong. So I want you guys to think on a scale of 1 to 10, 0 being not at all, 10, this is a huge problem. How often, now the first question is, how often are you aware of being stressed in your daily life? Like, are you conscious of it? Like, is it just something that you notice? So give yourself a scale 1 to 10. If you want to put it in the chat, that's awesome, because I think that would be great to see. And Diane, you can let me know if there's anybody giving any numbers in the scale so I can kind of gauge where I'm going to go with this. Okay, so the next one is, how concerned are you about the quantity and quality of your sleep? 0 is like, I'm not concerned at all, I'm doing fine. 5 is kind of in the middle, and then obviously 10, this is a huge problem. So tell us what your sleep number is. Okay, and then lastly, how frequently do your emotions feel difficult to manage appropriately? Where are you at on a scale 1 to 10 with that? So Diane, what kind of feedback do we have there? Can you hear me, Diane? No? Okay, I'll just keep going. Okay, so think about those numbers. And now we're going to talk about what is kind of driving some of these things I'm going to be having. So the hypothalamus is like this little tiny control tower that we have in our brain. Okay? It's going to regulate your body's stress signals. So it sends out cortisol and other hormones when it perceives any kind of stress at all, like even small stress, like, you know, somebody texting you who you know you don't get along with, like it will signal that. Or big stress, as though, you know, someone just hit your car. It doesn't really tell the difference between the two. And it's designed to protect you and to keep you safe and to make your body get into that position to handle anything that kind of gets thrown at it. Okay. So if that stress level goes on for a long time, there are tons of really bad health struggles that can come from that. So chronic stress is good. It basically wreaks havoc on your body. It's a disease in essence, honestly. And what it does is it can cause a plethora of things: headaches, insomnia, heart struggles, weight gain, which we know, I mean, that's like one of the biggest things, especially women in a certain age group, like the stress hormones that trigger the weight gain in the abdomen area is obscene. And we just can't ignore the power that these hormones have on our bodies. All right, so obviously we know that our world has gotten significantly different since March. So in terms of our stress levels as a whole, as a society, things have gotten much more severe, you know, and some symptoms, if you think that you are having chronic stress, you may see some of these things that are listed here, like irritability, depression, and all the things we talked about. And it's kind of like next level, don't you guys think, because of how things have been going. And we really need to figure out ways to get our bodies calm and to get the rest that we need so that we don't continue to do damage to our bodies. So a lot of times these things are small habits that we think, oh, well, I don't have time to worry about that. But like, you really don't have time to not worry about it. So we're going to start with problems sleeping. So 70% of them are psychological issues. And we're going to talk a lot about that in the class today. And then there's 15 environmental and 15 medical. So for environmental, it has to do with the space that you're sleeping in. Like maybe you don't have it at the right temperature. Ideally, research says that bedrooms should be between 60 to 67 degrees to get good quality sleep. It should have a little bit of a chill to it. If it's too warm or too cold, your body's not going to get the rest that it needs. Other things are like, it sounds silly, but honestly, guys, like pajamas, like the clothes that you wear to sleep in set the mood for how you're going to sleep. I mean, I can set the mood for other things too, but like that's not the kind of class we're talking about. In here, we're just talking about the sleep part. So invest in pajamas that are really comfortable, and, you know, pay attention if it's a shorts or pants or whatever it is, like that's very important. Other things that are environmental would be like if you have little kids that are coming in to wake you up, babies, if you have, too much screen time. I feel like that's such a huge environmental struggle with sleeping. If your eyes are seeing so much of that screen, it's really going to confuse your brain, because the light that comes off of our devices makes our brains feel like it's daytime. So then if you're looking at a screen and then putting it down to close your eyes to go to sleep, it's really hard for your brain to change from that. And then the last 15% are medical. So those are things like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, chronic pain, all of these things that kind of help attribute to your sleep struggles. So, all right, let's go. Go back. All right, so like everything that we do, guys, we have to start with the foundation, with the basics. So yeah, we're going to talk about LLV, the Lifelong Vitality Pack, because it seriously hits every area of your life. So stress, sleep, and emotions, they are all addressed through this. So basically, the Lifelong Vitality Pack helps you to have better mood, less pain, and helps you to, what is the thing? Better mood, less pain, and more energy. So, and the more energy part is obviously during the day in terms of sleep. So all of these things really help your body to work at the optimal level, and it's going to help balance these emotions and get the sleep that you need. In addition to that, I always like to talk to people about PB Assist and Terrazyme, because the gut is your second brain. A lot of these hormones are produced from your gut, and a lot of our emotions really come from gut health, which sounds kind of crazy, but if you will do some research on it, it's very well connected. That if you have poor gut health, it can relate to poor sleep, it can relate to poor management of emotions and all the things. So I always start with saying, like, you have to start with the foundation of Lifelong Vitality with PB Assist and Terrazyme before you even get into stuff. Now, the other things, of course, we can get into that are going to help a lot, but if your body doesn't have that foundation, it's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a water main break. All right, so there's a lot of options when it comes to sleep. We're going to start with that first. So there are 3 different ways that we use our oils in our products, which you guys, if you don't know, I'll remind you, we can use them aromatically, topically, and internally. So we're gonna start with some internal ideas first. This is a nightly regimen that you can take to help you fall asleep and to stay asleep. And the first is Serenity Soft Gels. I could sing the praises of Serenity Soft Gels day and night. So they are a combination of lavender, L-theanine, lemon balm, passion flower, and chamomile. And the combination in these soft gels, it's different than the oil. The oil can't be ingested. So if you have the Serenity oil, you can't put that in a veggie cap. That's a different recipe. This has different ingredients in it that helps you to calm the nervous system, but it also helps your body to produce its own melatonin. I know for a while, and I still see people now who like to take melatonin supplements to help their body to sleep and to give it to their kids too. And honestly, before I did oils, I gave this to Jane, who was, gosh, she was probably like 3 or 4 at the time because I couldn't take it anymore. And needless to say, it didn't work for her, 1. But 2, I'm kind of glad it didn't work because when you take a melatonin supplement, your body becomes dependent on that and it doesn't make its own. Where if you take Serenity, the natural ingredients in Serenity trigger your body into producing its own. So it's really important to take something that's going to help your body function better as opposed to become dependent on something else. What I love so much about the Serenity Soft Gels too is that they do not make you feel groggy when you wake up. Because there's a lot of over-the-counter stuff that you take it and it's going to knock you out and you're going to sleep, but when you wake up, you're going to feel like you drank a case of beer and you can't really do much the next day. Serenity Soft Gels are not like that. You honest to God wake up feeling completely refreshed and you get deeper sleep. So a lot of people like to combine the Serenity Soft Gels with the Copaiba Soft Gels because the Copaiba Soft Gels are really good to the nervous system. It just kind of helps soothe the whole body and it helps repair any kind of inflammation and pain that you're having too. So the combination of those 2 at night are awesome. I personally take at least 1 Serenity Soft Gel and 1 Copaiba when I go to bed every single night without fail. And I never wake up anymore. So that's one suggestion for internal. Another one has to do with the adaptive soft gels and Copaiba. So the adaptive soft gels are basically like my lifeline right now. It's a natural way to calm your body. I like to kind of consider it like a natural Xanax without the stuff that comes along with Xanax, if you get what I'm saying. So the adaptive soft gels just kind of puts a state of calm over your entire body. So these are really great to take if you are noticing that you can't shut down your mind and your anxiety is keeping you up more at night, then you might want to go more towards the adaptive soft gels with the Copaiba because that combination is going to help soothe the anxious struggles with sleeping. Now, the Yarrow Palm capsules too. This is something new that I didn't really realize that we could use for this. So I know that they're really great for your skin. So the Yarrow Palm capsules kind of just helps you take care of your skin from the inside out. And it's also really good for mood management, which I didn't know before getting ready for this. Because apparently the research has shown that a lot of women feel more stable and balanced when taking the Yarrow Palm capsules at night. And it also kind of helps your body to repair itself when it's sleeping to get that good rest so that you wake up feeling refreshed. And it's also helping you on a cellular level as well. All right, so those are just some ideas for internal usage. And if you're already using these, please let us know in the chat if you're using them, if they're working well for you. We would love to hear that. Diane, are we doing okay in the chat? I hope so. Okay. All right, so here is an idea for a roller. And I want to say before we look at this too, we're going to change the number of drops in this. So this is the hibernation roller. So if you really want to get a good deep sleep, you're going to take frankincense, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile. And I know a lot of people are surprised when they see some of the citrus oils combined in sleep combinations. But when you take a citrus oil like bergamot and you pair it with a sedative oil like vetiver and Roman chamomile and frankincense, it's going to help to shut off that overactivity of the mind. So this says to combine 20 drops of each. I personally feel like that's kind of heavy. I would do like 10 at the most, but you guys have to kind of gauge where you're at with it. So, everybody has a different number of drops that kind of help them. But this combination is great. And the frankincense helps with the, low feelings and things like that too. Vetiver is seriously a tranquilizer. Sometimes at night, you can just put a drop of vetiver on the bottom of your big toe, and it's like a knockout pill every time. Vetiver is a really thick oil, so you may want to get a dropper top. You can get those on Amazon, and you just pop the plastic orifice off and then replace it with the dropper top because it's super, super thick. Okay. All right, so we're going to combine some of the most popular oils for sleep and some sleep strategies that are non-oil related, because really, guys, I feel like you have to have a combination of the two. Oftentimes people will say, like, I tried those oils, they didn't work. And I look at the list on the left here and they're like, they didn't really do any of these things. So it has to be in combination. So, and I know that this is hard for some people, but really to try to limit your caffeine intake after 12 noon. Now, this is obviously not for everyone. I was at dinner with a friend last night and she had a cup of coffee. It was probably like 9:30. I know she went home and she just crashed right away. But in general, it's probably best to avoid caffeine later in the day. It's also really, avoiding alcohol at least 2 hours before bed, which I know, honestly, in quarantine life is like not always the case around here. But your body actually does not get good sleep when you're drinking. Like a glass, here and the glass at night or something like that, but drinking excessive amounts, like you really don't get the rest that you need. This one, the third one is such a struggle, the screen time. So we know, everybody tells us, screen time at bed is such a terrible thing. It's so, it's hard for your mind to shut off. It's so bad for you. But it's really, really important to try to at least do this 30 minutes before bed. Just try to kind of take a break from it. We personally in our house have implemented this well for, I would say it's probably been about 2 years now, that at night we put all of our devices in the kitchen. No device comes upstairs at all. And at first it made me really uncomfortable. And I depended on my phone for my alarm clock. Oh my God, what if somebody has to call me? What if I miss a text? And then I was like, I don't need to talk to anybody at 11 o'clock at night. And it honestly is so freeing to leave it somewhere else and to not have it anywhere near your room. And then it's nice to be able to read a magazine or a book before you go to bed. And I swear it will really help you get better sleep. Now, some people are like, what, I have to have it upstairs. And I get that. And people have different routines with it. But if you do have to have it upstairs, please don't put it right next to your bed. Because then it's the first thing you look at when you wake up. And it's the first thing you look at when you're going to bed. And your brain never gets that chance to just like be. So I think it's important too, and it's not on this list too in the morning, is just to kind of like wait at least half an hour before looking at your phone when you're waking up, if you can. It's really just good for the brain. We talked about the temperature being cool, a dark room. The consistent bedtime is really awesome too. And I know that we do this for kids when we're sleep training kids. We're like, okay, it's 7 o'clock, they're going to bed. And then we don't treat ourselves with the same respect when it comes time for sleep. So we know that exercise is going to help. And there's a lot of really great sleep meditations. I think one's called Yoga Nidra. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But my friend Mary swears by it. She does it every night before bed, and she said it puts her in such a great calm state that really helps her to go to sleep and stay asleep. So here's your list of all your oils that you can accumulate for sleep and relaxation. If you notice, a lot of them don't just go with sleep, though. They have a million other qualities too, like wild orange and bergamot are so good for uplifting too. Melissa, so good for depression, anxiety, and immunity too. So these are just some ideas for different oils that you may want to try. We know that all of our bodies work differently, so what works really well for me may not work really well for you. So you have to experiment and pay attention to your body and pay attention to how you feel. Okay, so I really wanted to make sure we took a second to talk about juniper berry, and that's in the nightmares picture right here, because sometimes adults do have trouble with nightmares and night terrors. More often, I feel like it's kids that really have a hard time with those night terrors and the nightmares, and juniper berry is a dream come true for that. And I say that so that your kids get good sleep, and I also say it so that you can get good sleep too, because if they're having night terrors and waking you up, no one's sleeping. So juniper berry is called the oil of the night, and it really does help with night terrors. My youngest had them for years, and once we started diffusing juniper berry, she doesn't have them anymore. And she didn't, like, very soon after using them. So if you're having night terrors or anybody in your house is, I highly recommend juniper berry. And then here's just another idea, out like a light blend with cedarwood, lavender, and frankincense. And again, with your drops in your diffuser, pay attention to how it works with your body. Some people have a heavy pour. I do with oils and wine. So, that's how I do it, but pay attention to how it works for you and the people that you live with. I always say start low and then build up from there. Okay. All right, so these are two other things that we talked about with medical reasons why we're not getting good sleep. Restless legs. I have talked to so many people lately who have said that restless legs have kept them up so much lately. So here's a great recipe for this. And if you want to either screenshot it or jot it down, it's Aromatouch, lemon, peppermint, and lavender. So you're going to put that in a roller or in a spritzer, whatever you want to do. A spritzer would probably be better for this. And then I would add a little fractionated coconut oil, but if you're going to put it in a spritzer, I would also just add some water too, or witch hazel, and shake it up to use it. And then spray it on your legs and the top of your feet at night. If you have it on your hips, you can put it up there too. And you'll really see a difference in your legs settling down at night. Deep Blue is also a great one that you can do, and it's a little bit easier because if you have the lotion, it's just right there. Just apply a little bit to your legs at night to help them calm down and help that shakiness and all the things that come with restless legs, because that definitely does affect your sleep. And then the last is snoring. And if you do snore, it's probably not you that's being bothered by your snoring. It's probably the person who's in your room, right? So if you have a person who's snoring, or if you care about the person next to you who knows that you are snoring, you definitely want to make sure you're using your Breathe. So putting Breathe on the bottom of your big toe is going to help with snoring. It's going to help to open up those airways. Diffusing it too, I add Breathe to every sleepy diffuser blend that we have. It doesn't matter which room it's going in or which oil combination I'm doing. I'm always putting a few drops of Breathe in because you sleep better when your airways are open and flowing well. Another oil that's really good for snoring as well is thyme. I don't think it smells as nice as Breathe, but apparently that can be effective too. Okay? Diane, we good? Okay, so that wraps up some things about sleep. Now we're gonna go into our stress and emotions section of the class. So again, just like sleep, there are so many options for how we can handle this. Moving on to mood, I want you guys to think about, when we think about our mood, there's two different components to it. We could think about first our energy level. Is your energy level high or is it low? So let's say if it is high, you could have a high energy and be in a positive mood, or you could have a high energy and be in a negative mood. Like for instance, if you're in a high energy and negative mood, you might be super frustrated or super angry, like you're flipping out at people. Your energy level's high. That's when I tend to rage clean. I get so much done when I'm really pissed about something because I just clean like crazy because my energy level is high. You can also have high energy and be in a great mood and feel really positive and happy and uplifting. And then the bottom for low energy can be in a calm way, as in you just feel serene, you feel peaceful, you feel present. Or it can be in a way of feeling sad, feeling despair, feeling depressed, feeling lonely or isolated. So to combat those things, we have a couple different combinations here. Serenity is up on the top left. So that is going to be something that you're going to use when you have high energy and it's a negative emotion that you want to bring down. So Serenity is great for sleep, but it's also great during the day. You don't have to only use it when you need to get some sleep. You can use it when you feel really fired up about something and you just need to chill out. Now, Citrus Bliss is another one that you can use if you want to feel more invigorated, if you want to feel more like just happiness, basically. Citrus Bliss is every citrus oil in one bottle. So if you are a fan of citrus smells, I cannot recommend Citrus Bliss enough because it's like sunshine in a bottle. It has so many great citrus oils in it, and we all know that the citrus oils bring us happiness and joy. They just make us feel good. Now, if you're feeling like lack of peace, you're feeling unsteady, you want to reach more towards balance. Balance has a lot of tree oils in it, and because of that, it helps us feel grounded. It helps us feel rooted down. It helps us feel present. So if you're fluttering around with all the crazy stuff that's going on in your world, you want to grab some balance, put it on the bottom of your feet, put it on your wrist, put it on the back of your neck, and it's going to help you bring yourself down. And then if you're in that low area too, and you feel like you have no motivation to do anything and you feel kind of despair and low, you want to reach for Elevation. That's the Joyful Blend. And that's going to help you to be more encouraging, to be more optimistic. And it's really great in the winter when you get the winter blues. winter blues, as soon as like the sad disorder kind of comes to our house, which my older daughter definitely has a hard time with too. We diffuse a lot of elevation in the winter, especially when it's daylight savings and it's 5 o'clock and you're like, oh God, it's gonna be night for so long now. Grab your elevation for that. All right, so in terms of mood, adaptive is crucial. Adaptive just came out last September. So doTERRA worked so hard on this. There's so much research behind it. It is a blend of oils and supplements that help you to stay calm. I basically call this the anxiety trio. So when you think of adaptive, think of anxiety. Everybody needs this one, honestly. It is it's a combination. So the oil is a combination of lavender, magnolia, neroli, wild orange, spearmint, sweet gum, rosemary, and copaiba. Now, 3 different options are the 15 ml bottle where you can put it in diffuser and just puff it around your house to make everyone feel calm. The roller, which is already diluted and you can roll it on your wrist, the back of your neck or your feet whenever you feel like you need to just some extra calm. And the capsules. I say that with a different tone because I have such love for these capsules. I have a personal story about these capsules that happened to me just today. My computer for school stopped working entirely today, wouldn't turn on, completely shut down. And we've been using MacBooks at school forever. The replacement that they gave me is a Dell, and I have really no idea how to use it. And we are required to teach our 5th graders and all of us students completely online starting on Monday. So needless to say, like I was not right. And I've personally had panic attacks before, and I feel like it wasn't necessarily a full panic attack, but it was getting there. Honestly, the physical symptoms of my heart was in my throat. I couldn't calm down. I couldn't sit still. I couldn't focus because I didn't know how to cope. And I was just so overwhelmed with fear and emotions about what the hell am I going to do now that I have to do this? And I just felt awful. And I went into the kitchen and I took 1 adaptive and 1 copaiba. Probably within about like 10, 15 minutes, I felt a physical change in my body. Like the pounding of my heart stopped. The racing of my mind stopped. All of a sudden I could think again. I could focus on just the one thing in front of me. And I just felt like a wave of calm come over my body. I really feel like it felt very similar to when you would take a Xanax, because I have taken Xanax in the past too, and that definitely had a similar feeling to it. The difference between taking a medication like that versus taking something natural is, and this is only my personal experience, when taking the prescription, I had that same like calm feeling, but I felt like I felt like I was in quick, like a thick mud. Like I couldn't move. Everything was like slow and labored to do things. When I take adaptive and I roll it, I just feel that sense of calm, but then I'm easily able to float from activity and just continue to be productive. So that's the crucial difference in this. I have yet to meet a woman who does not have anxiety in some way, shape, or form. So I would highly suggest the Adaptive Collection for literally anybody. Okay. All right, so these are some other ways to manage stress levels, because we all are feeling so much stress right now with going back to school. Even if you're not a teacher or you have kids, and some kids are going to school, some kids are not, and we're still in this very strange time. So there's a couple different ideas of ways that you can start your day so that the stress doesn't take over. On the left is something from the Miracle Morning, which is something that I try to do most days, and I think is really, really effective. And it's waking up a dash earlier, which you're like, hey girl, aren't you telling me I should get some more sleep? I am. Maybe adjust your sleep schedules so that you can get up a little bit earlier to start the day off right. Because in starting the day off and having some time to yourself, especially because I'm assuming it's all women in this class tonight. I can't see the participants right now, but when I did, it was just women. And I think generally we as women tend to give to other people, and a lot of times neglect ourselves. And when you wake up in the morning and you start your day and you give yourself an hour, it makes a huge difference in your stress levels. Doing some kind of meditation or prayer or breathing, whatever works for you, is the first step. Doing some kind of affirmations to remind yourself of what are your goals for the day? How do you want to show up in this day? Visualize yourself showing up in that way. Doing some kind of exercise, even if it's just like a 10-minute thing, something very short, walking around the block. Doing some kind of positive reading. I think it's always good to have some kind of personal growth book nearby. If you're looking for one, I highly recommend Glennon Doyle's Untamed. I feel like it is life-changing for all women, and it will just make you want to like get out there and like crush the world with awesomeness, because it's just great. And then the last is S for scribing, which is writing, which is something that I think is really important in managing your stress and emotions, is journaling. If you do journal please write in the chat that you do, if it's something that you use to help cope with your emotions. It's something that I was hesitant to start, but once I started doing it, it really helps take the emotions out of you and onto paper, and it helps you to process them. And I know for my teacher friends in the group, we've always encouraged kids to write about their feelings to get them out, and it's important for us to do it too. So other things for stress management is, just taking time to do the things that you enjoy. Right now, our lives are so crazy and so busy. We're working from home. We're taking care of our kids from home. There's no separation, right? We used to be able to get in the car and drive to work and do work and then come home and just be home. And now we have to be everything all the time, and it's exhausting. And I think because of that, we're not carving out time for ourselves because we're constantly available to everyone else. So I think it's really important to carve out time for something you like, a hobby, listening to music, doing yoga, meeting up with a friend, going for a walk. Make sure you make that time for yourself, especially women on the call tonight who are mothers. I think that's crucial for your stress levels. Just be with your friends, laugh with your friends for a few minutes. And even just getting on the Zoom calls with my coworkers, like it just made me feel so happy to see them again. It really helps so much with your stress levels. Okay, if this is something you may want to screenshot, these are just other oils that you can use for reducing stress. There's a long list on the left. A lot of these, if you notice, they're the same as the ones that you're going to use for sleep. So double bang there for your buck, I guess. And that's why I love oils so much, because you don't just get one oil for one thing. You have the oil and you can use it for a million different things. And then on the right, I wanted to just talk to you guys quickly about the emotional line. The emotional line are a combination of oils. There's cheer, peace, motivate, console, forgive, and passion. And they come in rollers or they come in 5 ml bottles. So they're awesome for all of the different feels. Personally, I love Console so much. Console is so great for when you're just feeling sad about something. It really feels like a hug, honestly. Forgive can be used not if you need to forgive someone else, but maybe if you need to be kinder to yourself, if you're being really harsh on yourself or beating yourself up or comparing yourself to other people or just being a nasty inner critic to yourself. Using forgive will remind yourself to treat yourself with kindness first, because if we don't treat ourselves with kindness, you can't treat anybody else with kindness either. Motivate is something you're going to want to get because it's going to help you to do your job when you're in your house all the time. It helps to motivate you to get things done. I personally love Intune also. I just rolled that before we started. It helps to focus things. So these are just some other oils that you could consider for different things too. All right, here are some great little blends. I think if you got the class handout, this should have been on the class handout. If you didn't get the class handout, you might want to screenshot or jot some of these down. And the little drops tells you about how many drops to put in. But again, you can change that depending on what you prefer in terms of scents. All of these are awesome. Sandalwood is such a great oil. Sandalwood, Elevation, Grapefruit, and Citrus Bliss. That's like, boom, let's just get happy right there. Adaptive and Wild Orange too. It's like, forget about your worries and just be cool. These are awesome blends. And I always will just look up too. If you want to feel a certain way, just look up, say, I want to feel this way, and Google it. And a lot of times you'll come up with great ideas too. All right, so these are specific feelings that I felt like may resonate in this climate that we have right now. Feeling worried. So I think that there's so many of us feeling worried about things because there's such uncertainty. So if you are feeling worried, a great combination that you could use is Elevation, Wild Orange, Tangerine, and Sandalwood. You could add them in a roller or diffuse them, totally up to you, and you could change the drops depending on how you feel. The next one is Judgmental, because, and I feel like this one came up a lot too, because there's so many opinions right now, especially we're all spending a lot of time on social media because we can't physically see people. So I feel like we go to social media to get connected, but then people are super judgmental there too. And people have different opinions and different ways of living. And sometimes when we see the way some person is doing something, we kind of hate on it, but really we're judging ourselves and we're judging them because we're not sure which way to go with it. So if you're feeling judgmental, and I know this is something that happened when people were having debates about what are you going to do with your kids? Are you going to send them back? Are you going to keep them home? And everybody's like, I think you should do this. And I'm like, you should just do you, right? Everyone should just do them. But if you're in a habit of feeling judgmental, the combination of geranium, rose, and pink pepper could definitely help to kind of break you out of that cycle. All right, these last two I feel like are maybe I'm just making this whole class about how I'm feeling right now, but hopefully it resonates with you guys too. Feeling isolated or lonely. I mean, I personally I'm feeling that right now because I love going back to school. I love seeing my friends. I love my coworkers to pieces. I love the kids, and it's really isolating and lonely, and it has been, I feel like, for quite some time because we have been social distancing. So some oils that may help you to feel more connected: magnolia, cedarwood. Cedarwood is the oil of community, so it helps you to feel that connectedness. Myrrh and frankincense. And again, you can do it in a roller or in a diffuser. And chaotic. Again, I'm definitely feeling chaotic because if you have school-age children, you probably got bombarded like with a Mack truck of emails about what your kids' schedules are, what you have to do, and it just feels like, I can't do this. So a combination for chaotic feeling would be lemon, vetiver, and lemon myrtle. So those are some great combos there too. All right, if you want to learn more about emotions and stress and how your oils can help you, I highly recommend these 3 books. The one on the left, Emotions and Essential Oil, I reach to this book more than I do the Essential Life book because I just love emotional learning and figuring it out. And this book lists the oils in a couple different ways. It will list the oil and it will tell you the emotional benefits of it, but it also has an index and it says, if you're feeling this way, grab these oils to diffuse them. So if you're feeling angry, it'll list all the different oils that you could grab that you could use topically, internally, or diffuse, and it will tell you how to use them. These other 2 books are called I Am Fabulous and I Am Worthy. They're both written by Desiree Mangadog, and she's amazing. She is like an emotional oil guru. And in both of these books, she has roller recipes, diffuser recipes, and journaling activities to kind of help you work through some different emotions. So they're great to have. All right, and the last thing we're going to talk about tonight is the sample wellness box. Usually at the end of each class, we kind of give you guys an idea if this was a topic that resonated with you and you were looking to create your own little wellness box, which is our LRP. And if you're not already doing LRP, please talk to the person who invited you to the class, because LRP is like what's up. Like everybody needs to be using LRP because you're going to be saving a ton of money, you're going to be earning points, and it's just awesome. So this is a sample box where you get the adaptive collection. You can get the adaptive oils and supplements separately, but it's cheaper when you get it all together. Wild Orange and the Copaiba soft gels are just awesome, and Balance. So, and if you were to order this next month, because it's already the end of August, if you were to order this in September before the 15th, you would also get the free oil of the month, which we don't know what it is yet because the oil of the month is always introduced to us on the 1st of the month. So we would find out then. Okay. All right, so do you guys have any questions for me before we wrap it up? I'm trying to go through this chat real quick to see. Okay, so usually we do a code word at the end so that you guys get credit for the class, because if you take all 8 classes, the Wellness Advocate that invited you will send you a gift, because we love to gift people and love on them a lot. And I thought instead of doing a code word this time, I would love if you guys could text your Wellness Advocate with something that you got out of this class. Like if it were a certain oil that you want to try, or something you learned about your sleep that you're going to do, or just something that is you learned from the class that is already working for you too. So just share with them something that you learned from this so that they know that you were here. Nancy, breathe. Yeah, breathe can go on both the big toes. I like to put it right on my chest too. Honestly, I like to just dilute it and then just put it right on my chest and the big toes too. So, all right, do you guys have any other questions? I'm seeing your comments now. This is so great. That adaptive is working well for people. Oh my God, I love that adaptive was a stretch. game changer. Stress, so much stress, right? Mary, I didn't even know you were on this. Oh, how's Craig? All right, I'm just going through to see if I missed anything. Adaptive is amazing. Honestly, you can't go wrong with it. Juniper Berry. So, yeah, I guess that's, is that the end of our, let me see. I hope this helped you guys. I'm so glad that he's great, Mary. He's so sweet. Awesome, Linda's Love and Breathe. Yeah, I hope that this was helpful. And honestly, guys, just remember we're all doing the best we can in a very crazy time, and just be kind to yourself first before tackling your day, because everybody's doing awesome. You're all awesome. We're doing the best we can. So thank you guys so much for coming. Don't forget to text your wellness advocate, because you took the time out for this, and I want to make sure that you get the credit for that. And next week, what's next week? Diane, do you know? I think next week might be women's hormones, but I'm not, Michelle, are you doing that one? I don't know. Gina, you were so welcome. Oh, Michelle, yes, that's it, right? So you're doing women's hormones next week. Losing my mind here, right? Okay. Well, guys, have a good night. I hope you get some good sleep. Maybe you have some good blends to put in now. And we hope to see you next week. All right, take care, guys.